exciting things to share with you. So we've got a couple stories and just a couple things that you're going to be able to take away and to keep that money in your pocket and keep Uncle Sam's hands off of it. And so really, today today what I want to share with you is, tax season is every day. Every day you're being taxed. And now it only happens, now we only see the results of that, January through April, but you're being taxed every single day. And that's one of the hardest things, I know for me to realize that was happening constantly. And so, one of the biggest things where I see entrepreneurs and make mistakes in their taxes is they push it off, right? They push it off. They don't think about it. They don't worry about it. They're trying to grow their business. They're trying to get clients. They're trying to get websites built, trying to get new products, trying to do all these things. And they just push it off as something that, I could do in April. And that's definitely one way to go about it. And, and that's for a lot of years, that's how I went about it. And until I actually had a client a few years ago, and we're going and doing the tax prep, right? So we're going and actually filling out all the paperwork for the tax prep. And so we met in February, and she owed $20,000 when she first came to me, and we got it down to $13,000. So we got it from 20 to 13. She was excited. She was felt like we did a good job, and so she was really happy. And so during that process, I actually found some other strategies that were available to her. And the hard part is that because the year had already ended, right? We're in February, and this is for the previous year. Because it already ended, we had no chance to use those strategies. And so I was curious. So I just did the math and I ran the numbers. And so originally when she came to us, she was going to owe $20,000. If she would have implemented these strategies a year before, if we would have been, I wanted to know, it's February 16th of the previous year, if we would have been having this conversation then, what would have that done for her? And, she ended up, if we would have been able to implement those strategies ahead of time before the year ended, she would have actually got a refund. So not only would she have not owed $13,000, she would have actually got money back from the IRS. But it was kind of just sad because all of these, and I felt bad because this has been a client of mine for years, and I felt like I dropped the ball because I didn't sit down with her and say, hey, let's really look at this. Let's really plan these things out. And so fast forward to my business today, and that one thing that happened shook me so much, and just feeling so terrible knowing that she could have been getting money back, that I literally cost her $13,000 because I didn't sit down with her ahead of time and make a plan. And so that's affected me so much that today, the majority of my business is just planning, right? If you guys can't tell, I'm pretty ADD, and I think I'm dyslexic too. And so for me, tax prep takes a lot of work, and it's really tough. And I have to have all these checks and balances in place to make sure I don't screw it all up. And so, but what I found is that the tax prep, it's honestly, there's not much value in that. And so it has to be done. It's a compliance thing. But really what's cool is the tax planning and being able to really use all the strategy. Because, here's the thing. There's over 87 different strategies that I use. 87. I mean, I'm talking, there's just this plethora of strategies to use and that are legal and ethical and that IRS gives us. And we just have to meet these guidelines. But the sad thing is not one of them matter if they're not implemented before the end of the year. And so many times people are like, oh yeah, Chance, you're a tax guy. I don't really need to talk to you until February or March. Well, that's what happened with her. And it cost her over $15,000. Made it to where she had to pay in $13,000 when she could have been getting a refund. And so, that's really what it comes down to is taxes happen every single day. And so to be proactive about it, although it's not fun and although it's not exciting, it makes you money, right? And what's interesting is that money can be used all throughout the year to grow your business. And so that's really what's exciting is there's so many strategies, but none of them matter. Literally none of them matter unless you implement it before the end of the year. And the closer to the end of the year that you get, the less powerful those strategies will be. And so really, really in a perfect world, you need to be setting a tax plan when you're filing your taxes. So you file your taxes for the previous year as you're building a tax plan for the upcoming year. And so, there's so many different ways to save money, but they all dictate you being proactive. And because here's the thing, you got to think of it from the eyes of the IRS, right? In their mind, every tax deduction they give us is almost like a bonus to a business, right? And so, the IRS is an employer, and they want to give bonuses to people that show up and do the work and can really have enough forethought to say, you know what, I probably shouldn't wait until April 14th to try to figure this tax stuff out. I should probably be a little more proactive and plan some of these things. And I look at it like this. It's almost like building a house. With everything we do with taxes, like building a house. There's two parts to building a home, right? There is the actual construction side. So there's actual, pouring the foundation, putting up the infrastructure, running the plumbing, electrical, hanging sheetrock, and all this stuff, right? So that's the construction side of it. And that's kind of like tax prep. That's just kind of, just the actual physical work to produce a tangible product. But really, what's more important, the construction or having the exact blueprint for the home that you want to live in. And so that's what it's like. So a tax plan is almost like a blueprint for a house, right? Because it doesn't matter how good, you can have the best construction company, the best drywall guys, the best tile layers. You can have the best crew in the world. But if you've got a shitty blueprint, you're going to get a shitty house. And so imagine if you didn't have a blueprint, and you don't have the best crew in the world. That's where so many times as entrepreneurs we're overpaying in taxes because we don't have a blueprint, right? We're just building this little shack with whatever's laying around and whoever can do it at the in the moment. And so that's why it's so powerful for so many businesses, and that's why frankly that's why tax planning far more important than tax prep could ever be. Prep is only for compliance. It's only because we have to do it. It's legally required. And so, but the planning part, being able to really look at, being able to really sit down with someone and say, okay, this is how much I think I might make this year. This is how I live my life. And this is where I want the business to be in 2 months and in 2 years. And be able to look at that and see how the tax plan fits. I feel like that's one of the things that we really take pride on here, of really seeking to understand where you're going, because it's like a trip. Every firm that I'd worked in before and every place I'd been, it was just a transaction. You give me paperwork and I give you paperwork back that says this is how much you owe, and you go pay it, right? And there was never this conversation around, what do you really want out of life? What do you really want out of your business? Are you going to sell it? Are you going to build it? Or is your son going to take it over? Do you just want to run it as a lifestyle business? Do you want to take the profits from this and invest it in real estate? And so there was never those types of conversations. And so, there's no way for me to serve a client if I don't know who you are and where you're going. And so that's really the main thing, is that it's a matter of understanding who you are and me understanding the tax code, and then being able to basically marry those two things, because not every strategy is going to work for every person. But I cannot know what strategies might work for you if I don't know you. And so I just invite you today to book a strategy session, right? There's absolutely no risk in it. We're going to have fun. I might be drinking some wine while we do it. So you're welcome to bring a drink yourself. But really it's about us being able to sit down and really say, man, are there some things that we can do to not just decrease your tax bill, but increase the freedom that you have in your life and in your business. And that's really what it's about. So there's a link, there will be a link on this page. So if you feel ready, if you feel like this is something that really, that you want to be a part of, that you're really going to invest the time and energy into, to make that perfect blueprint of the house that you want. If that's something you're ready to do, then let's put some time on the calendar. Let's just hang out. And during that strategy session, my favorite thing about that is I give you an exact number, an exact number of how much you're overpaying in taxes. So in just 45 minutes, I can dig around in there and find all the different strategies that you might be able to use and tell you how much that's going to save you. And then from there, you can go and take it and do whatever with it. And so, but just having that awareness, of what you could be saving and what you could be leaving on the table, that's what I want to give to you. And that's what a strategy session does. So I just invite you to that.